Masalam alaikum. Eskimo Brothers Reviews here, reviewing movie number 13, 1BR. I'm Shadowman0050.
I'm Soyboy.
Sort of hard to talk about this movie without giving anything away. It's about a young, pretty single girl who moves into an apartment complex. There's a guy she takes a shining to. He nails her. You know.
LOL.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you'd call it horror. It's definitely got horror elements to it.
I won't even go as far as like a psychological thriller.
Right.
It's kind of like that, kind of horror, kind of suspense.
Yeah, it kind of crosses both.
Yeah.
It's got elements of both in it. It's a cult film, if you will.
Yeah. And not like a cult classic.
No.
An actual like cult-like film.
In the beginning, she has this sweet jean jacket. Did you notice that? Did you notice the jean jacket?
No, I don't pay attention to inferior articles of clothing. So I did not see the jean jacket. Thankfully, I did not see that. I mean, who wears a jean jacket anyway nowadays? You know,
The fashionable people of LA, apparently.
We're just going to talk about 1BR, which is perfect for episode 13. That's a spooky number, allegedly.
One thing that kind of stood out to me is the main girl. At one point, she calls this one guy creepy, and the old lady says, "Oh no, he's not creepy. He just lost his wife to cancer." And I'm sitting there thinking, it can be both.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Yeah, it's not like one or the other. you can still be a cool person half the time and be a piece of shit the other half the time. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Wait, did you see this before, or were you
Yes, I saw this once before.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't seen it before. I didn't really know what to expect. I figured with the title 1BR, probably meant one bedroom. A lot of times that'll mean like a horror film where someone moves into a new place and there's weird things going on. There's ghosts or demons or some murderer or just something wild like that. But it was definitely is not like that at all. The first scene that I saw, you can kind of tell where it could be going from there. It starts off as this new girl that Shadow Man talked about, and she's looking for a new place in Los Angeles, and so she goes to this community, this apartment complex, and everyone there is overly friendly, and it's a little strange. Like you see as the camera passes by, everyone looks, they make eye contact, they have to stop, say hello, introduce themselves, and things like that. Super nice. And in the real world, that's not gonna happen. People don't give a shit.
That would have scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's the most horrifying thing. You go somewhere and everyone's acting overly nice, overly strange. You're like, alright, something's being covered up. There's something strange going on. I don't belong here. I need to get out. But no, it was I guess it would be kind of nice if you're looking for something, like if you're a little down on your luck, a little, lonely, a little lost, and something comes and, it's like a community. It's like a family. These people are asking about you. They want to learn more about you. They want to know about you, and I mean, we find out there's a reason behind that, but it seems like, oh, these people are really nice and they're welcoming. They want me to be in this community.
Yeah, there is a small part of the way they live, the whole community, is appealing,
Mm-hmm.
just not being forced to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just trying to think of how far we should get into this without completely ruining it.
Right.
Well, I'm just gonna talk about stuff.
I thought the acting was fairly decent for an independent film
Yeah,
overall.
I thought the acting was pretty good too. I mean, there was one issue that I had with it was the main character. This being like an emotional thriller, a psychological thing. There was a lot of crying by her, and I noticed most of the crying seemed pretty fake, and I don't even like obviously like fake crying is, but it's like she'll just be sitting there and just water starts pouring from her eyes. Like there's no sound, there's no facial expression, there's no emotion. I've seen people cry before. I've made people cry before. Usually their eyes will get, red. It might get a little puffy. There might be some
Weird
snot. Do what you gotta do. I'm not proud of it. Yeah, maybe there be some snot or, just facial expressions. But there was none of that. It just seemed pretty like, alright, this is blatantly fake. But there was one time where a pretty emotional experience for her, and you could tell like, oh, this is actual like real crying. Like this is real emotion. This isn't anything forced. This isn't anything made up. Like this is a real thing that she's going through. So I thought, yeah, that was pretty cool. The acting, I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was amazing, but yeah, definitely for an indie film, it was good. I liked it. So.
I don't think it's given too much away. There's an old lady in the movie, and she dies. And to me, that was kind of the most disturbing scene. Just that environment and.
Yeah, it just seemed how this older woman, when she did pass, everyone seemed pretty okay with it. There wasn't
including the old lady.
Including the old lady, yeah. There wasn't a whole lot of reconsidering. There wasn't a lot of like should we feel bad for this woman or whatever. It's all just like kind of yeah. They're just okay with it. And normally that might be it if there was someone with like a terminal illness, like you knew they were passing. It's been months going on. You kind of generally accepted it, but I feel like this was more of a not necessarily a surprise, but it was kind of like, oh, I guess she's dying now. It's kind of like, oh, this is what we're doing. Wow.
It seemed that maybe everyone else already knew, but like the main character was a surprise, so it was supposed to be a surprise to us.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, I guess that's right. In this little community, this complex, there is someone who you'd probably see as like a community leader, or what we perceive as a community leader in the film. Someone who watches over everyone, makes sure things go a certain way. Maybe like a landlord or like a property manager type thing is what this man seemed like. But he also gave off a lot of other vibes, like he was like a psychologist. He was doing some things that to me seemed like old experiments. Like he had some old classic experiments from like the 1970s that they would do, and just the certain questions he would ask and certain things he would do. It made me feel like he's some like evil genius villain, some failed psychologist, failed psychoanalyst, something like that.
Another Jim Jones.
Another Jim Jones.
What do you think of that ending?
It was about what I expected from it. In the ending, I did notice something. There wasn't a whole lot of. I mean, we've covered films before where I talk a lot about colors and shapes and shadows and stuff. I didn't see a whole lot of that in this film. However, there were a couple times where I was genuinely like shocked, like, oh wow, that's a nice look for it. That's a good idea. The main character has some pretty bright green eyes, and I'd say about halfway through the film, something happens, and she wakes up in this like green colored shirt too, and it was just the perfect green eyes matching the green shirt. At the end, there was a lot of red flashing lights, and she also had blood covering her hands, because, it's a psychological horror thriller thing, so there's got to be blood and wild stuff happening. So, the red blood with the intermittent red flashing lights, was like, oh, that's a pretty good look. I like that. But yeah, for the whole end, I thought that was not exactly as I expected, but at the same time, I was kind of like, I could see it going that way. But yeah, I liked it. I like that part.
Yeah.
I don't think I have much more to add to this. Besides that, I did really enjoy the film. It was a good length, an hour and a half. The acting was pretty good. There was the characters, they were pretty diverse. A lot of different types of people, and to show like a fully like inclusive community.
Yeah, the casting was also very diverse. They all have distinct looks about them. No,
yes.
You didn't mix any two people up.
You couldn't. You could not mix two people up in this film. They were so out there, and just in ethnicity and height and weight and just visual looks. It was pretty different.
Missing body parts.
Missing body parts. Yeah. So there was no way you could really mix that up. I will say, speaking of the missing body parts, there is a character that does have a missing body part, an eye to be exact, and he does give off this strange, creepy vibe. He walks with a limp, and he's always kind of in the shadows, kind of away from everyone else. So, but just the way he did it, to where he seemed creepy, but also really not threatening. But at the same time, you would probably be a little wary the first time you met this person or you're around them, just seeing their actions and what they do. You're like, oh, that's kind of strange, but it was, yeah. That character was really well done.
Then you learn throughout the film it's more of a sad than creepy.
Yeah,
I guess.
so I'd say that was probably my favorite acting of any character was Lester, was his name.
Yeah. Did you find there to be a moral to the story?
To me, my moral was to take control of your life, because that comes up in the beginning of the film, where this woman, this main character, is just going through some stuff at work, and a coworker tells her, hey, it's your life, take control of it. And she's been she doesn't really assert herself. She just kind of goes with the flow, and whatever happens, and she's looking for something, and she can't really find it. So that's kind of how her life is, and her coworker tells her that, and she remembers it, and then towards the end, it happens again. Like it comes to her, and she's like, oh wow, yeah, right now is the time. I need to just take control and do what I need to do. And that's just the ending kind of leaves it up in the air. Was it the right decision? Was it not? But I think overall the moral would be just you're responsible for your own actions, you're responsible for what you do, and you have like one life to live, so live it the best way you can.
I found the moral to be don't talk to your neighbors.
That is actually a much better moral. than the paragraph that I just said. So on to episode 14. What's that gonna be?
We're gonna stick with the horror theme, but we're gonna go classic. I don't know if you've seen this yet or not. A Nightmare on Elm Street.
I have not.
Okay.
I have not seen that before. So looking forward to that.
We'll be back with A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Or will we? We will. We will. Alright, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining in.